Hello, welcome to today's stream, my heirs. I am Nious Antimony, and I'm happy that you've gathered here.
and I'm Nious Antimony. How's it going, everyone? It's been a while since the last karaoke.
Wait, wasn't that like on Thursday?
Yeah.
It hasn't been that long.
Well, 2 days is very long for you because you never sleep.
Oh, wait, what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to attack me?
What?
Well...
Okay, going back to it.
This girl, I swear. Anyway. Hello everyone! Hello everyone, how are you doing today?
How is everyone? Oh yeah, they're not so slightly elder today.
My voice is a bit weird today. I've busted my voice a bit. That's why I sound like that. Yes.
And I swallowed like 2 rats. So my voice is now all high.
But yeah, we are here today to talk a lot about Honkai Impact. Who of you actually plays Honkai Impact or knows Honkai Impact at least, even if you don't play? We've been already like ranting about it for like 10 minutes straight before stream.
Yeah, because the last time I played was like, what, half a decade ago? So it was a pretty long time ago. I don't remember anything.
You can rant a lot about it for that fact. Yeah. It's been 2 weeks for me.
We have already established this from one of my just chatting streams, is that if you give me a very poorly like arranged storyline, then I'm going to start ham about the structures, which is going to be very, very bad. I'm going to be talking about, oh, the rising action here is not strong enough, the climax doesn't have any feedbacks, things like that.
Well,
so yeah,
it will help us. It will help us for today. We can fangirl and boy about the game, but we can also rant about the game. Everything is out in the open.
Let's go.
Okay, should we switch to the other screen?
Yes, we do.
Okay. There we are.
What?
On the watch-along screen.
Your setup is really orderly compared to mine.
Thank you. Yes, it is like this. When you have seen my room, you will understand. What a mess. Every single day.
Although I feel like of yourself, but I feel attacked.
Okay. So let me turn down the BGM. We both have the power to start and stop the video at any time in case we want to go on a rant. We will go on rants, we will talk a lot. But yeah, you can watch along with us right here on the stream. And whether you know the game or not, I think this is still very informative in terms of like game dev stuff and everything. So it will be a good watch regardless. Okay. Are you ready, Cinnia Antimony?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, let's go. Oops. There we go.
崩坏3是什么？崩坏3是由米哈游出品的动作手游 IP。手机游戏进化史，健康阳光，积极向上的。剧情可甜了。
Let me know if the volume is fine, guys.
我没有说谎，活下去，可怜。
But it should be.
这是什么刀？
又大一把刀。
这游戏是12岁适龄。
It's neat that they put in streamers in this as well and
也许是一段
content
经
creators.
历，我会为世界上所有的美好而战，一番长谈。嗨，想我了吗？这是个有趣的游戏，对吧？
What the fuck happened to Ai-chan? What the? I did not know that.
在每一个玩家心中
Okay, okay, okay. Stop. Immediately stop. So you have to set straight what you know and what you don't know, I feel like.
Okay. Okay, so right. Hold on. Let me pull out that chart really quick. Let me give you a synopsis of like when I started playing and when I stopped playing.
Okay,
Because
okay.
there is like a lot of things that I've missed and a lot of things that I know of that is like ancient at this point. So where is the chapter list? So I started playing Honkai when it came out after like an year or something. When it first came out, one of my friends was like, "Just play it, please." And I was like, "No." And that interaction started like up back and forth for like an year or so until I finally gave in and started playing it.
Good
And
decision.
hold on, chapter list, chapter.
Early pause, yeah, we didn't even make it in a minute. And this guy is already killing me.
So I think I started playing it when chapter 6 first came out. Wait, no, chapter 5 first came out.
Ooh, that is very early.
Yeah. And I solely remember that because I remember this. When it first came out, I finished playing chapter 4, and so every single time a chapter is about to release, it has like a stop sign on it, right? And then like a one of those yellow police tape that you tape right onto it, and it will shows the date of when it releases, and it says 2021 or something. And I solely remember this because I told my I told my classmates, I was like, okay, am I just gonna wait for this when like what 3 years or 4 years later, like Jesus Christ, how long do I have to wait for this? So I solely remember that was chapter 5 when it first began, and then I stopped playing at I think was chapter 15 for a while because I don't like the whole story like approach at that point. It was like 70% dialogues and then 30% action.
What was that
which
again?
is-
Like, what was chapter 15? Was it the Sea of Quanta stuff?
No, it's like, oh god. What is
It's
this
okay,
about?
Grandpa, take your time.
I'm thinking. I think it was like the first few interaction between Durando and Kiana.
The
So,
rando?
like, yeah. So,
Who's the rando?
So like, is the pronunciation completely wrong?
Wait,
Hold on.
is that supposed to be a character?
Yeah, that's a character.
Rando?
Durando.
A Durandal!
Yeah. Of course you pronounce it in that.
Holy shit, I was like, who's Randall?
Dude, you're not
Randall?
random.
When did a Randall join in the story? Durandal!
You know how I know her as Yolanda?
Durandal.
Does that sound anywhere close to what you know?
I mean, I guess it's better than Randall.
You didn't hear the D part, okay? Yolanda. That's what I remember, okay?
Oh, amazing. Okay,
So
I
yeah,
understand. So basically, after
when
she
I
got
s-
captured and stuff.
Yeah, and that's like stopped for a while, and I came back and finished up until the auto arc, where auto, yeah, and after that I just stopped because the chapter before that was really good, and the second before that it was decent for me, even though we'll get to that in a later, and you'll know that she doesn't really like it. But I kind of feel like it's pretty good in terms of just sending away a villain from the start.
Sure.
But yeah, we can continue now. We can continue now. So I don't
before
know what
that-
happened to Aichan.
Before that, I will quickly say I started playing around the time that Genshin Impact came out because the first thing I ever saw of Honkai Impact was the final lesson cinematic. And I was like, holy shit, I don't know what is going on here, but this looks amazing. And I'm getting like super emotional, even though I have no fucking clue what is going on. And I was like, well, where is this from? And I Googled and I saw a mobile game and I'm like, oh, well, okay. Guess I'll leave again for now. But then when Genshin came out, they also released a PC client for Honkai Impact. And I saw that and I was like, maybe I'll just play both. And then Honkai stuck with me stronger than Genshin did. So since then I had been playing every single day until 2 weeks ago.
Which we can get to that later.
Yes, we will talk about that a bit more later. But now we can watch for more than 1 minute. Let's go.
我们今天要说的是，它是一个故事。
This goosebump from that
Story
split
left
second every single
behind.
time.
刚开始做崩坏3的时候，那肯定是两眼一摸黑。
Dude, the pressure of being indies. The cat!
The cat! That's your focus.
Dude, cats and I.
然后我们也遇到越来越多优秀的人加入我们。
Oh, that's cute.
16年的时候，我才大3，当时在找一份实习工作的阶段，然后因为本身就比较喜欢
Good old video game internship.
然后觉得这家公司其实演员不错。当时的面试官还记得很清楚，
烧鸡，
中面也是大卫老爷亲自面的我。
大卫，
那时他就跟我提出了关于动画 IP 未来的愿景。
本身我也不是专职做原画的。
And he's now the concept artist.
反正有一天就是联系我说，哎，有没有兴趣
I don't do concept artists, that's concept artists.
再做决定吧。就过来，哦呦，我看，哎呀，公司还挺正规的。
Boy, do I have the news for you.
Boy, you're in for a ride.
待遇最。
Holy shit.
当时确实就是因为兴趣，然后。
I mean, they were indie back then, right?
Yeah, they were very much indie.
当时其实开发的这个周期
Honkai 2,
是
when it first came
远
out,
超
it
预
was
计的。
it was so far
做
from
可能
Honkai
做
3.
8个月就能，或者做1年就能做完，然后最后实际情况大概是做了快将近2年的时间。
They silly beans. They thought a year's enough.
The elevator I've seen like 4 or 5 years in a row.
Oh, dude. I was so impressed when I started the game and I saw this. It's like this
Okay,
mobile
hold on.
game?
Pause. I want to say something here, right
Yeah.
here. The background was not actually night when it first came out. It was daylight. They
Oh.
changed this. So okay, so the storyline that you played before, the first chapter of the main story, is actually remastered. Prior to this, it was remastered. I think was like 4 years ago. I think, and they remastered the first chapter to that it's fit to the recent chapter, so that it doesn't feel ancient. Because well, back in the day, it's you see like the chapter 3 and 4, the hologram where the dialogue happens. It's still hologram instead of like dialogue and then dialogues on the bottom and then 2 characters on the side.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different one, and they also like slightly tweaked everything from the CGI to the storyline itself. So it's very different if you play it from start.
Actually,
and the reason why I know this,
they even streamlined it a bit more. I think chapter 1 to 9, last year they updated that again to make it
they
shorter.
updated too. Oh, right. Because like, oh god, I remember solely because like when I also remember the event when this happened. This is called Reburn. The event was called Reburn, and they remastered the first chapter, and they changed it so much that my friends got into the game, played the first chapter, and then questioned why is the second chapter so much different than the first one. I was like, if only I had a good answer for you. So yeah, I just want to say, because I've seen this CGI so many times, it is dawn. Wait, no, it's sunset instead of night. Just want to say that.
Huh,
Continue.
interesting.
2016年的10月1日，崩坏3 iOS 平台公测，10月14日全平台公测。
Oh, it was
那个
iOS
时候
first?
打开游戏你就看到一段
I
CG，
didn't know
一个
that.
穿着作战服的少女慢慢走向运输舰的舱门，然后一跃而
Back
下，
then I
冲
only
过
had
云
like
海。伴随着
80
崩坏3 logo 的
Android, so
浮现，这个名为 Kiana 的少女就此展开了一段长达6年的旅途。
6 years journey.
It's been 6 years, huh?
说是上线，然后成功，但坦率的说，现在回忆起来也没有什么实感，因为那个时候更多的我们还要投入1.1版本、1.2版本。
They had no time to like embrace comments or anything. Game dev is a grind.
最早逆商视觉小说的时候，开发产能比较吃紧嘛，所以最后整个视觉小说它是一个挂在 Web 上的引擎。
其实是一个非常
Oh god, yes, they have an entire, like they have entire mangas
这
too.
么一个东西，
Manga,
Oh
sorry.
yeah, yeah.
是我写的，然后那个
I remember they like stopped updating it for a while, and people were like mad about it.
就是虽然看着好像是刚来了，感觉就要完蛋了。
Oh yes, you're working on a game with regular updates. Where's your manga?
旧角色跟新角色的那个刀光其实区别是很大的。当道公司觉得这东西还挺黑科技的，它是一个很复杂的插件。
它就有些时候有些很奇怪的问题，就崩掉啊，不能 Ctrl Z 啊。
They call it clear issue. Jesus.
The
有一
pain.
天我正在骂他，我说这到底谁写的？真。然后旁边有一个知情人士跟我说这是蔡哥写的，然后我说是吗？那他做的还挺好的。
Immediately pussy down.
Who the fuck wrote it? Oh, it was you.
工作不错，因为那个时候还是蛮紧张的，有一些。
啥时候？具体是几几年
？17年初
，17年初
，16年底，那个时候就那个大屏幕上、电视上还有那个DAU 那个数值啊，对吧？那个
Okay,
时候是一
actually,
个很
let me
艰
stop
难
for a
的。
second. I always think game dev stuff is so interesting. I don't know if I have told you about this, but I have been, like, I worked in game dev for a bit, actually.
Oh, okay.
I have some working history. It's not a lot. It was like 7 months, I think. But I have worked in game dev as a 2D artist. And especially when you're like a small team, or for their case, in like small indie team, it's like the entire pressure of your task is on your shoulders because you are the only artist, and if you're missing, there's no one else who can do it because like the dude who codes can't do the design, right, or draw characters, so everything gets thrown at you. You have to do the assets and you have to make them fit, and you send over the stuff, the programmer does the stuff, and then they come back to you, they're like, we have a little issue, and you're like, ah. What do you mean the UI doesn't fit for the 5th time?
There's no one else other than you who worked on like 2D arts only, just you.
Yeah.
They didn't hire anyone else, like at least like a second advisor or something.
If you're lucky, they have an intern.
If you're lucky, oh my god. Dude.
That's where the interns come in. But yeah, it was pretty much the same at the company I was working at, because they only had, well, they had basically the CEO was also an artist, so technically he could do stuff, but he was busy coding and doing CEO shenanigans, right? And they had one main artist, one singular 2D artist, and she was doing everything. She was doing the characters, she was doing the UI, she was drawing everything. And then I came in, I'm like, hi, I'm the intern. And so they could shove all the side projects onto me so she could work on a big game they had going.
Oh no. Christ. How do you get out of that?
What do you mean? I finished my contract time and then I left, basically.
just like, fuck it, done.
No, I was doing other stuff at the time, so it was just an intern position. So basically, I finished my stuff and then peace.
What happened you not done? Like, Jesus Christ.
I've been everywhere. I've done everything.
Every single time I chat with this girl, this is just like, oh, I've done this actually. Like I've done like 7 or a few months of this, and I know how this works. And I was like, okay, rocket scientist, Jesus, calm down. God.
I mean, I actually consider my life quite uneventful, but the stuff I do, I think I know a thing or two about.
Well, here's the thing, though. There's a difference between being eventful and being stupid. You can call it uneventful because it's not incidental. There's no like specific incidents that happens. Your schedules that does like effects on you has a important effects on you. So like the things that you do actually has some beneficial to you. I just do stupid shit and get myself hurt.
You wake up
Which-
next to an armor helmet
Yeah,
after being
that's
drunk.
wonderful. And I broke my pinky from writing things. Yeah, everything just goes around in
I
circles. for a
don't
while.
understand how you did that. How can you break your finger from writing?
I was just trying to pick up the can of ink on the floor, and I scraped my hand across the table because I just couldn't bother picking it up, and then like a full motion because I was so tired, and I just scrape it through, and I scrape it too hard into the table and it just broke by the joint.
Dude,
So-
I don't understand you. We're continuing.
Yeah.
三它的日活跃用户，它从刚上线的时候到了第2年的春节，然后它掉到了一半。
在那个年代大环境下，我们也会看到一种普遍现象，就是走过巅峰以后，
That is very true.
很担心崩坏3也会走上同样的道路。
但是
I think they
当时
have
我们
reached
没有
their
选
peak
择
now
我们只能选择去把
in
奔
terms
三
of
给做好。
player base.
They're
still reaching their
对
peak?
我们来说，
Really?
一开
Wow.
始只是一个
I thought they
Yes.
peaked like
虚无
long
缥
time
缈的
ago.
梦。
No,
其
like
实
when I started
我们也不知道它
like
会
what 1.5
走到
year
哪里
ago, they
当时
didn't
就
have
会思
a
考
lot of
距离
advertisement at the
我们
time.
梦想中
I
的游
didn't
戏
feel like
崩
it
坏
was
3
as
还
big
缺
as
少哪
now.
些内容？那其中当然也包括
Oh, Sakura-sama.
一个动作游戏要讲故事。
Trying that
其实
mode
是
for the
有点
first time was wild.
它天生就会和
Yeah.
这个游戏本身的许多
We're
内
back
容
at
相冲突。但即便如此，我们还是觉得应该去做 IP， 应该去做叙事这方面的努力，或者说尝试。为什么？因为我们相信故事本身就是带有力量的。但是团队中其实也有同学提出了完全不同的意见，
Oh.
很尖锐，也很实际。
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
It's always
那我
good to
们
have
做
a
主线这样的一个东
counterpart
西，它
to
可
your
能我们
thinking.
辛辛苦苦的做1个半月，做1个版本，那它上线以后可能1-2天就消耗完了。那这样的一个内容，那它对于我们的用户留存，对于活动的参与率
True,
等这种各方面
you
的事情
just
来说，它
boost
到底有没
through
有
like
帮
10
助？
你要
chapters
说
in
在
a
那个
day.
时候是不是能相信做故事这条路对于崩赛来讲一定走得通？其实我们也没有底。
我记得《崩坏3》它上线的，过了几天以后，我有一天睡觉，那我在我的梦里面，然后我看到，Kiana 在这个修伯涅安的剑桥上，然后他跟我说了一句话，他说，我一定要把他的这个故事
That's
给讲
kinda
完，
cute.
然后当时我就答应他了。所以说，其实对于我来说，我觉得是我去完成一个对 Kiana 的一个承诺。
只能说，不管怎么样，努力试试。
Well,
崩坏
my
3
man,
是
you
我行
did
业
it.
最顶尖的游戏，
Yeah.
那无论在哪个方面，它都要做得最好。同样，它一定会需要
Half
一
a
个最
decade
好的
in
故
1 year.
事。
I like their figurines standing around everywhere. Can I have
关
one?
键的一年，我们只有1年
I've been to
时
their
间
headquarters right in front of their doors before.
来证明
What the fuck?
IP 对于一个游戏
Okay, let me
项目
pause this for a while. So, okay, this is another story that I did before. What ended up happening was, like, I don't remember the specific details of it, but I think I had a deal with, like, a bet with one of my friends about a specific character that will release or not. And if it releases, I'm going to their headquarters in front of their doors
Oh
and
my
yell,
god.
and yell shit that the dude sent me. And as it turns out, the character was released and it was on time.
No way! No way!
So I took a full week off from language classes and flew myself across the earth to Shanghai and found their headquarters from all the Google stuff, and stood in front of their doors and yelled things, and then went back.
My God, are you insane?
That was the stupidest one yet.
I don't know. I was about to say, I don't know if like you just run into weird situations or if you're just stupid. What the fuck?
I am a man of my word, okay? I'm a man of my word.
Well, I guess that's a good thing. Question mark?
I mean, granted, I did not just like, hey, I wanted to go to Shanghai and I just flown to Shanghai for myself. No, I like my foster dad was with me. I was like, it was a business trip from him, and I was like, take me with you.
Oh, so it was convenient. Okay.
Yeah, it was convenient,
and
I
you
also
just
booked
go
my own
along
iPad.
to shout bullshit in front of your headquarters.
And just from the entrance, I remember it correctly. Like from the entrance, you can see like they changes the standee in front of the cardboard standee every single time a new event happens in front of their headquarters. So when it happened, I think the front door had both Kiana and Herger's Void when it was in the front. I
Oh
remember
my
that because I took a picture of that. So that was like very much aesthetic wise. They really have things decked out in headquarters. Granted, I didn't get into the office. I only got to the counter.
Yeah, I would have been surprised if you got in somehow.
Yeah, no.
Were you ready to go in?
No.
Okay, good. Maybe there's still hope for you.
It was one of the things that I just I stood there, I stopped, and then my body just got in before I can realize things. Because if you overthink things, you just return.
Oh
you just pussy out. Yeah. So okay, just carry on.
Yeah, he's very committed.
很大的挑战，但同样的也是机遇。在和多个部门沟通之后，幸运是他们都愿意给予最大限度的帮助和支持。
跟剧情结合的紧密肯定是好玩非常重要的一部分，所以说就努力想让这个关卡整体体验下来，就在关卡当中就能感受到一些故事的。
But gameplay is also a problem, so I want to talk about this like topic in a while because
我们尝试加入了一些探索，一些彩蛋。
I fucking remember this.
除此之外，天命之战是一个
The start was really
更多新人
clunky.
登场的篇章。
But at that point,
Oh,
I
the
was
new
invested.
那包括其实还有就是
I was just along the road, so I didn't really feel like
去
it's
做
bad.
译者，然后可以说是为了他，卯足了劲，然后做了很多不要的相关的内容。当然还有最重要的，你必须去接受，就是剧情对于相当一部分玩家来说可能没有那么
Well,
重
they
要。
can go in the corner.
那对于这部分玩家，我们同样可以提供 IP 内容。
Oh, a lot of players doesn't really care about that, especially for people who play for power.
And
Here it
Ring of
comes.
Swords, yeah! I love that snap. It's so satisfying. Dude, it doesn't matter if you like the game or play it or whatever. The cinematics are
当时女王降临是
bangers.
一个很出乎意外的一个点，我们其实是配合这个动画推出了空之律者嘛，对吧？那空之律者到底会有怎么样的一个成绩呢？其实我们是没有预期的。当时我们
She's the
看到
first
说它
character I
的
ever
这
spent
个
money on.
玩家认可度非常高，而且是非常激动。第
Yeah.
一次是登上了就是
Also, the first character I ever, the first ever Gacha game that I ever spent money on is Honkai, and I spent it on her.
然后另一个在2018年
Understandable
发生
and
的事情是
respectable.
我们当时做了最后一刻这部动画。
No, finalist. It was already said without knowing what was going on, right? But with context, dude, I fucking broke down.
现在轮到我了。
Yeah, I lost my shit when it first
最后
happened
一
too.
刻上线之后，发生了一件事情，就是在投放动画短片的那一天，我们发现池子的收入有了一个很小的波动，有一个小的上升。它虽然在数据上面并没有说多么的波澜壮阔，但当时我们就觉得这一刻 IP 能创造怎样的价值，它得到了证明。
No, I'm not gonna cry.
Why?
王降临和最后一刻两部动画作品，然后在2018年这个时间节点上面，将《崩坏3》的这个 IP 这个故事带到了一个新的高度。
评价好高啊！
Animation.
I held it in. That's good.
Oh my god! Cat!
是我的另外一个大公司。这里是我们另外一个小的动物生态圈。这只刺猬它叫。
They have a hedgehog. What the fuck?
如果纯粹从技术角度去看的话，我们即使是
I want an office hedgehog.
有非常非常多的遗憾，当然不同的组员他可能在意的点。
You have an office cat already, okay?
我可能会在意这个角色的脸是不是好看，以及他的手是不是好看。
肯定是脸，这个绝对不能。
Faces are so important on characters.
分镜那边他们可能更会在意构图是不是好看。
就这样的一个皮
卡，觉
得这样的皮卡奴的好看吗？你好歹应该是这样子劈下来。
动画师这边可能更注重于这个动作，他是做的是否真实。
Sometimes animations get enhanced if they're less realistic.
动画师之一，现在又在意什么呢
Okay, do elaborate.
这卡又有什么问题了？
头发什么的。
So animation has a lot of techniques and stuff where you purposefully do unrealistic things to make it look better. I think one of the most recent good examples is from what's it called? That one Disney Pixar movie with the family.
The family?
Encanto.
Encanto.
I think it was Encanto. I saw a tweet from one of the people who worked on that, and they showed a screenshot of a certain scene and the working process. And basically, to make the scene look better, because the character was holding two pieces of like
oh no,
glass.
I seen that tweet. It was like holding the crystal, and then the hand is actually like extended.
Yeah, she was holding two like shards of glass in front of her, and it looks great in the scene, but when you actually look at what they did, they like pulled her hand down, stretched it out to like 3 meters or something, so that in the scene it would look better, but obviously it makes no sense, right? It looks really fucked up, but it makes the scene look better because it would not have that depth if you did it realistically and normal. And also,
right.
You actually, this is something that you can see a lot on TikTok. TikTok time. But people have also shown how they play out scenes for animation. Because, of course, they always play it out for real, so they have a reference. And there's people specialized just on doing the super over-the-top, silly poses and expressions in real life, so they have a reference for animation.
All right.
It's crazy what faces and movements they can make, honestly, and you wouldn't think that's realistic, right? But in animation, it just gives it so much more power that it makes sense to do it.
Okay, so what I'm getting is like, I know about this concept, but not as this way, because I know about like all the backgrounds about like motion captures and like motion capture in general have to do everything over the top. So like a swing from to the right side to the bottom left, it has to be like really big for it to be like a simple swing in the animation. So you like downscale it into it. You have to make everything like exaggerated for the concept. Right, I get it. Wow, okay. So that works both ways. Okay, we can continue now. You live, you learn.
What?
Oh, we both pressed it.
我的头发确实是比较的特殊。现在在做的这个也是。
I love the puppets.
然后相互互动，然后但其实现在看这么大，在整个镜头当中。
You actually made me hate something for once.
后期摄影那边会想，这个时候的画面效果是不是真的能模仿真实的灯光感觉，以及它的颜色是不是准确？
一直在拿新的东西往里面做，也不光是 AE 嘛。如果光 AE 应该是出不出来这种就是能跟着摄像机走的。虽然这卡也是竞争，但是至少弄起来了。
做的最难的是什么？果然还是阿丽夏天的那个城市。
对。
You don't know this.
Yeah, I don't know this. I have not played it yet. So.
Get spoiled, bitch.
Despite knowing the language has been spoken and the language is being presented right now, I still don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So don't worry.
对于他们来说，这个点
The cinematic, I love the cinematic so
是时间
much.
上我们还能够去制作的，那么我们就尽所有的可能去把它做到最
Very
好。
retro.
我觉得这可能就是制作者和观众的会有一个不同的感受。
There's so many
我们
cute
能理解为什么
things in their
我们
office.
也觉得在故事情感上，确实是像编剧说的，是一个有非常高度的一个东西，能让即使没有看过《崩坏3》系列游戏的人，也能感受
All
到。
the comments on the top are all encouragement.
我觉得这个是达到的，但是对于制作者来说，可能
You don't know what they
是一种
mean.
磨练。
No, I can't read them.
Oh, I can tell you that, but whatever.
天命之战结束之后，故事也就真正来到第2阶段了。但说实话，那段时间我们做了很多内容，但始终觉得。
Okay, this is where I started hating the story. Yeah.
I think this part wasn't that interesting, yeah.
There was a lot of exposition.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't make sense.
I wasn't as invested. Until the animated shorts, they were good.
Oh yeah. Cyber Engine was when I actually started playing again.
我们只是在延续做这种东西。
我们整个动画这边的工作有很多就是以重复性的东西为主吧，每天结算飘带，然后
Oh no!
结算飘带。
I mean, every character has at least 2 ribbons on them. Okay, so you can't really avoid that.
我感觉我们
Oh no!
我们浪费了一。
That must be a terribly exhausting
关
job.
卡内的内容，更多的精力花在如何把主线变成一个完整的活动，所以有很多系统策划同学在思考和迭代外围的界面优化。 比如说，
I didn't really like.
抽卡系统融入
Yeah.
到主线活动当中。
They really went overboard on all the like the interface designs.
I didn't really like these gimmick chapters with the separate gacha and the worlds and everything. I think it was a bit too much.
Yeah, it's a lot more effort just for it to end.
Yeah.
And then you don't be able to play it again.
最开始是我们想做的改变太多了。
I understand though, right? They wanted to keep it interesting and engaging.
For the people who cares about storytelling, we don't really like the gameplay part. So, I mean, it makes sense, right? We both care about the story, so we don't really like this part.
I love fighting in the game, but like there wasn't a lot of fighting often because you're too overpowered.
Like when you grind everything up, it just doesn't make like any challenge anymore.
Second Eruption is unironically such a good manga. It's worth reading even if you don't care about Honkai Impact.
I read it when it first came out. It was a long time ago. I don't quite remember.
当时基于现状，我们能想到的唯一的一个方法就是 BOSS 战。 在这场 BOSS 战当中，我们完全跳出了以往的制作逻辑。
No!
No!
我们在其中就是牙医和田雅战斗的时候，会不断浮现出他们过去的回忆，然后看着他们和雨滴一同慢慢溶解，最后的回忆被牙医一起一刀两断。那个时候就觉得说，其实这一幕它胜过千言万语。
Fuck, that chapter hurts so much, especially because you cannot fail. Because Kiana won't give up. And they were girlfriends. Sorry, best friends. The bestest of friends. The very bestest of friends.
能够带来惊喜感的角色设计，因为每个角色、每个装甲都承载着讲述的功能。从这时候起，我们隐约找到了方向，那就是做玩家喜欢的内容。
Ah, that metal suit is so good.
Yeah, this is the 3rd character I spent money on. I tend to have a habit of spending money on her. The first one was the Void, and second one was Dronias. I don't remember just the English name for it.
I have not spent any money on any character. I only.
You don't need to, fucker.
I did spend money on an outfit.
想看一下牙
I
医，
will.
就是我感觉其实完全也不是说这个龙不
I
要
will
而
have
是
to
说
say.
我想增加一点牙医的这个存在感。那个时候
That's why I like to call it
赶
luxury.
紧说有什么办法能够解决这个问题，就说把那个牙医是不是能骑在龙上面？
就是在怎么说呢，在
And then she became the best open world character to put on.
2-3周，我们还做
Every time you grind open world games, quest you have to have her in the team.
当时大家都很紧张，所有人都，哎呀，这个行不行啊？这次到底 O 不 OK 啊
Definitely one of my favorites. To this day.
做一个东西它没有成功，我们就放弃，就是应该不断的。
They gave her a new weapon at some point too to make her viable again.
新的设计呈现给玩
Yeah,
家
that's fucking
经过玩
okay.
家的考量。
Hold on, I want to pause for a while. So, I know that Gacha games has a very serious power creep problem, right? But I feel like okay, one of the reasons why I stopped playing is also because of this reason. When this battlesuit first came out, I wish for the battlesuit herself. I put her up to SS tier, and I was going to get to SSS, but you know it's a sub character instead of the main character, so you need a copy of it to make it to SS tier. So there was already a bank account burn by the point I finished wishing on her to be like SS point. And then the weapon, I also wish for the weapon. Fast forward a few months later, she's completely power creeped, and they release another weapon that's pretty much looks exactly the same, comms wise, but just better in the damage
Numbers.
So yeah, the numbers are just better, and then for some reason they came back again, and then enhance that weapon so that you can put it from 5-star to 6-star, which I don't remember the terminology of it, even in Chinese. A pry-arm, right? And then you have to grind that again. And turns out you can't really grind that because back in the day when the mechanic first came out, there's no like transferring a different weapon to the material that you can use to pry-arm the weapon. You have to actually have another 5-star weapon just to use as materials.
Wait,
so you can't grind the materials.
Wait, so back in the day, you didn't upgrade with materials, but you needed another duplicate of the weapon?
It's essentially the same thing, but now you can grind the material. But back in the day, you can only use the 5-star weapon that you get from wishes to use as materials.
Oh, you mean to forge the pry arm?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nowadays, I mean, you still have to get the weapon, because otherwise you cannot craft it. But once you pulled the weapon, you could technically use any other weapon of that type to craft that pry arm from it.
No, you can't back in the day when it was when mechanic was first out. So without the pry arm, she doesn't do any damage compared to other characters.
Yes, that is true.
So there I was again, fucking grinding Honkai Impact 3 hours every single day after school, and like just trying to get enough wishes so I can wish for another weapon just to pry on the goddamn weapon. And then fast forward to a few months again, another character power creeps. So I just stopped. I just like, I'm done.
Okay, so I will tell you my great secret of never having an issue. It was that I was very lucky, that I am very lucky at gacha games. And I mean, every single gacha game I have ever touched, right? Doesn't matter which one. I don't know what it is. I'm just a lucky person, okay? But basically, I almost own every battle suit. I almost own every battle suit in Honkai Impact. I have equipment for every character I really care about. Only sometimes less lucky. Only sometimes less lucky. So I didn't really have that issue because whenever I was in the danger of getting power crept, I was lucky enough to push against it by just being lucky. But yes, the power creep in this game is very hard. Your character will last maybe 3 patches until they release another character of the same type and like elemental damage that will just be stronger.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can still use your old team if you know what you're doing, and if you have good equipment, then you might still score higher in the PvP, like in the scoring board thing section, even
like,
with your old characters. But if you care about being competitive in there, then yes, pull the new character, or there's the door, leave right now.
Like this also goes to the point where I wanted to point out here. There's this terminology in video game and story writing in general. It's called pseudo-narrative dissonance. I know these 2 words sounds very big, but let me explain. It's essentially a dissonance or a difference between gameplay and story. That's it. So, for example, this terminology has been used very recently by The Last of Us. And I go back to this a lot because this is a very good topic for storytelling in general, and also gameplay. And that is that the story itself is talking about the violence of the cycle of violence and how violence is bad for you. But then the gameplay is you going around blasting people with your shotguns, which feels good, right? There's a difference between what story is telling you to do and the gameplay tells you to do. This is very much a problem. Power creeps comes in and they try to balance the story, because one of the exact problem I have, and I have a full essay about this back when this first happened. I have Herger's of Void, right? Wish to complete max with her characters, SS tier, and weapon. Same story goes to, well, Raiden May back after a few patches. And she's a physical character. When Durando first came out, she completely power creeps Herger's of Void.
Oh god, Durandal was still viable until like just a little bit ago.
Yeah, and I was fucking pissed. Okay. You did not just build up a character, sacrifice one of my favorite characters in the world, and build up this hierarchy of this. If this Herger comes back again, the world's not going to last. This is how you present your story as. And then you have this one character that just suddenly comes out and say, oh, I can stop it, but I don't want to. And then in the gameplay, she just completely power creeps the ones that's supposed to destroy the earth in the first place. This is an absolute textbook example of ludonarrative dissonance. And I was pissed about it. I was writing like essay after essay about this, but no one cares about shit because no one cares about the story. Everyone cares about the gameplay. That's why I stopped playing for a while, because I was so pissed about it.
I understand where you come from, but I also think it is like a round-up concept that is included in gacha games, and you have to be aware of it before you even start playing one. I feel like they handled it well by just having the game modes you play that do get power crap and keeping it away from main story, basically, because at some point they just give you the characters you play with, so there's not really any power creep there anymore. It doesn't matter for the story, so I think it is okay in here as long as you don't care about, you know, playing the competitive modes.
Well, back in the days I do care, so that's why I was pissed about it. So yeah,
well, L get ratioed, I don't know.
Damn, sucks. Anyway.
Anyway, hey Summer.
那么如果做不好，我们再换方向。那如果做好了，那我觉得这个尝试就是一个比较成功的尝试。
到最后，结果
Biden slaps in every game.
算是
Oh yeah, for
给我
sure.
们这段时间。
Honestly, she's the cover girl at this point.
In every game that she's in, okay, Genshin and Honkai.
你们别打了。从次元网格开始，我觉得崩坏3真正意义上
Even gun girls at the moment.
就是他
Oh yeah. She's
极
like
致
the
的
peak of every
极致
character.
的视觉传达。
Every time she's
他
in
讲
it.
故事方式不再仅仅限于文字，不再仅仅限于文案和编剧的工作，而是一个由团队当中所有人一起参与的一种传递情感的方式。
Well, unfortunately, that entire statement is only restricted to CGIs and cutscenes, because the level itself is completely been governed by the people who write story, and that's it. There's no one who programs it or in it.
Happy birthday!
要做好游戏叙事，
Happy
要把一个
birthday.
IP 和故事给讲好。
I love that image.
漫长的一个时间。
Oh,
然后
okay.
我们也是看到说，在崩坏3这个故事当中，
Jesus.
每个
Okay. Pause again. Hold on. I just want to say this real quick. I remember one of the anniversaries. They started sending out like boxes of like food.
Oh yeah, the snack crates.
Yeah, the snack
that,
crate.
Yeah.
I've kept that in my room for such a long time. It's still in the corner of my room.
Wait, it's still closed?
What? What do you mean still closed?
The crate. It sounded like you haven't opened it.
No, I opened it. I finished the
thank
snack
God.
in it, and I kept the crate. Of course. Why did I keep the thing in it?
I was like, no way, you kept the box with the snacks. They must be moving by now.
Pretty much radioactive at that point. So yeah, I kept that. right beside my
Yeah, I
bed.
understand you have the box. I still have a bunch of boxes in the back of my room actually, where with merch inside.
Yeah. I love that box. I still kept it. It was like on top of one of my cupboards, and it's really big, and I couldn't take it off anywhere.
这么的让大家有感触，但是时间不等人，所以说其实我不知道怎么说了，就不好意思，就是让我缓一缓，让我缓一缓。
What's up, bro?
年初的时候，其实已经
Is this gonna turn sad now?
一些比较重要的制作方式。
Unfortunately,
这个角度我讲不出。之前发现有一个问题，就是说
它的
核心点，实际上玩起来它并不是一个很稀有或者说很新鲜
Oh
的东西。
no!
但那个时候，其实我们感觉是一个崩坏3比较，怎么说呢，低谷的一个时期吧。
是在这个时期，IP 部门工作进入了一个瓶颈期的状态。为了扩大故事的体量和容
And
量，
there I
我
always
们
feel like
也
they
必须
peaked.
进一步的再去提升。
What do I? What?
变得更像一本小说。
Okay, stop.
这么做
Stop! Immediately stop! Stop! This is the part where I get angry. Because this right here, what this man just said is what ruined the game for me.
Wait, really? What?
They started increasing the text length to make it more like a novel, they just said, right? And this is what I hated about it, because I felt like this was the point where the game stopped being a game for the longest time that you played. The chapters
became a novel.
It became a novel, but I didn't want to play a novel at the time. I was there to play an action game with a story, right? And they started to turn it into a novel, and that was not what I loved the game for. So I got upset because the transition between them having an action game and then having a novel was horrible. You could really tell that they just wrote more text for the sake of writing more text. They took the same line. Basically, they said in the story, I have a pie. And what they did in the story was you were reading, in front of me was the shape of something edible. It had icing on the top and it was rounded on the edges. Never had I seen such an incredible thing. It was a pie. Now you might wonder what would be defined as a pie in this universe. Well, for that you would see across all the multiple universes out there and find that a pie did always in fact look like a pie. How fascinating. So, in conclusion, we could tell that this was indeed a pie standing right in front of us. Thank you very much.
You did not just improvise that. That was definitely rehearsed.
I made that shit up on the spot.
What? That was so smooth. What the fuck?
Thank you. But yeah, this is how it felt like playing this, because you could really tell, okay, they are just writing the same sentence 5 times in a row to have more text. And suddenly, instead of 2 hours, the chapters were 5 hours. And I was sitting there at the end, I'm like exhausted because I was like... Well, this was great.
Dialogue too.
This was great if I didn't read the same thing 5 times in a row. This is where it started falling off for me.
This is where I stopped playing like a lot more, so a lot less. So
the issue is also what they're talking about right now is called the puppet arc. It's where the Herrscher of Flame sign came out and the whole puppet thing was a thing. At that point, how they increased the amount of text was perfect. I thought this was perfect. It was the sweet spot of telling us more, but not telling too much. It was bearable. Yeah. And I think they kept this, what they just said, the sentiment of, oh, we need to increase the text amounts. We need to make it more like a novel. And everything that followed afterward went so over the board with the amount of text that was in there and that was unnecessary that it stopped being fun, because they went on a train and they full speed ahead past the sweet spot and you're like, oh, abort!
Okay, when we started playing the campaign over again, then we need to go around this again. From the sound of it, the structure of the story is very, very, very bad during this chapter.
Well, the chapter we're on right now in the documentary, that one was perfect. I consider it the peak of Honkai Impact.
I also feel like that's also a peak for me. That was like one of the best ones yet.
Yeah. Okay. Rant over. I'm sorry.
You continue. That was 1 versus 3. Okay, I've had 3 rants already. You're still too. You're still too off.
其实成为了 IP 部能负责人，那个时候大卫就对我说，就是让我放手去干吧，去做你真正想做的故事。
That is cute.
我当时就鼓励他说，我觉得你觉得对，那你就去做，因为我相信，其实你认可、你喜欢，就一定会得到玩家的认可、玩家的喜欢。所以说，我觉得你大胆去做，这就是 OK 的。
It was cute, but it was wrong.
Yeah, you know, at this time he did great. Whatever came after, maybe we have to talk about that.
当时也挺迷茫的，我觉得，正好其实可能就和现在这个园子一样，非常不凑巧。如果再晚3到4个月的话，就开春了，到时候这里会漂亮很多。但现在是冬天，也没有什么花，然后也很落败。
No inspiration of you.
知道春天会来，但你不知道崩坏3的未来会怎么样。
That was a fucking segue, Jesus.
Pretty garden though.
我始终相信，还是会有那么一些主题，它是雅俗共赏的，它是所有人都会面对的现实，也是所有人都憧憬向往的点。所以最后你会发现，《千人律者篇》的故事灵感有一些现实的影子，它来源于现实当中、生活当中我们都会遇到的社会现象，比方说网络暴力，比方说群体极化。
那时候其实大家遇到很多困难，就是说，其实有点中二的说，其实，游戏里面主角像齐亚娜也是遇到了很多困难嘛，就是这个时期其实，有点映射到角色上面。
这个世界的所有人都是这样，盲目、冲动、自私、悲哀，人心的卑劣，远比灾难。
No, I'm strong. I'm strong.
我们希望他就是一个战士。
This part was actually so good.
那说明我们的方向对。
好。
那如果是对的话，
I just lost my word, became silent when that few lines became.
我不知道为什么这么感觉证明特别大。你说那个拖尾的特征，这可以，这可以，这个是可以。
然后最后这个爆发也是说，
unfortunately didn't have the luxury to wish for her.
加纳的成长这一段剧情的收官。 然后达到了那个心境。哎，我
honestly good point to stop. Could just pretend this is the end of the story.
我相信玩家也是一样的，就是经历这个时间，这个角色我们，大家能够玩到。
Herrscher of Flame Cyan is one banger battle suit though.
制作者的。
And it's so much fun to play.
When I first got back to the chapter, the banner was just finished. So I just missed it. I really wanted to watch more. And then there's this thing. Sorry. And then there's this. That final part they play, I'm going to lose.
Oh, there's so many comments.
Hold on. Okay. I don't know if the stream can see it, but I wanted to point out a few things. The red text texts. A few of them said goodbye, Himeko teacher, and a lot of them were yelling about Himeko teacher. And then, sorry, and then there's a lot of ones that just say they're about to cry, and there's one who says fighting for the beauty of the world.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, everyone was on board.
Yeah, everyone. I cried so hard in the cinematic.
I can't listen to the music rightfully.
年律这个时间点过后，就有那个我们什么文化，对吧？建昌的文化，
我确实不知道这个还有一个说法叫建昌什么的，我以为开始他打了个错别字，但是我机器人一直看他们发那些主播错防的，
确实他们感染力比较强。
I stopped it.
有的时候自己因为有一些篇章其实是自己已经玩了很久之后的嘛，然后再看他们重新打的时候，然后配合他们的
No, don't play the song. No, stop.
就是有的时候自己也会重新再感动一次。
比如什么，就是说，哎，如果我以后有了小孩，对吧？
我将来有一天我有小孩的话，我一定会让他看这个剧情。
真的笑死我了，就是感觉大家都
Let's go VTubers
结束了吗？什么？现在轮到我了。没意见了。
Same 哥。Same。
不管你说的这些，因为他是个笨蛋。笨蛋不会放弃。
An idiot doesn't quit.
Ah.
它是一种证明，在经历这个故事的时候，我们曾经产生过某种感情，而现在我们能发现一个毫无关联的陌生人。
You were in front of her, but she was completely losing it on that screen.
还有理解和共鸣，
也代表着我们重新赢得了舰长们的信任。
也是在这时
No, not that.
渐渐明白了
Stop.
我们所
Put
追
that
求的
away.
那种雅俗共赏的事物，它到底是什么？
This part with Himeko, there was no part in this entire story where I cried more than here, where you meet Himeko one last time.
That 3 chapters where they're in the realm. That part, sorry, I'm already like tearing up already. I want to explain why I'm so like tearful about this in a while, but like that 3 levels where Keanu's talking to Himeko for one last time, that took me like 45 minutes each for each level, and it took me like 2 hours to finish because I was like going through one dialogue and then
and then crying, and then coming back, and then crying again.
And then the final door part when it finishes, I didn't want to go into it. Like I stopped there for like 15 minutes. I just stopped there. And okay, so the reason why I have so much attachment to Himeko is that whenever I started playing Honkai, it was the start of something new. Because I don't know anything about Gacha. I don't know anything about the things I'm about to touch in the following decades that I'm going to fall in love into. So I didn't know what was happening. And when I first got into it, my attention immediately got diverged into Himeko herself.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a full years of joy and ecstasy to be able to take part in Honkai Impact and have fun and then actually, for once love something, not just because of occupation's sake. Like back in the days, I have to read books, I have to have textbooks, I have to learn just for the sake of being able to go past and, get through lives and stuff. And for once, actually to love something for once. And it was really like eye-opening for me. And then the final lesson came. That hit me a little bit too much. It was like losing someone that I know of, that I held dearly into my heart.
Mm.
So for the longest time, the story was stalled. I remember the final lesson was released, and the day I started counting as to when they're gonna come back and finally tell me what happened to Himeko. And that took 3 years. That took me 3 years of laying behind all the things and just lost in my passions of this game. Just play, cause like as mentioned before, I'm very persistent in things. And Honkai Impact, ever since I started playing, I log into the game every single. I finish the open quest every single time it's open. I grind everything that I can. Every single time there's a Hersha comes out, I spend money on. And in the midst of it, I kind of lost it. In a while, and then I stopped playing it for a very long time. I stopped playing it after 2 years because I just completely lost in the story. I was like, what am I doing for this if she doesn't come back? And then she came back, and it was this.
Oh, and they just absolutely murder you, kick you while you're down.
Yeah, and
drop your corpse in a river.
When that final like image where the crystal that her power suit has was shown in the hands of the puppets, I stopped.
Fuckers.
I just stopped, and it was not sadness but frustration at that point.
Yeah, I understand. That scene was
Yeah. Sorry, and this entire scene, that final part when the final image of Himeko flash between the flames.
Dude,
I couldn't
I completely lost it when she looks to this, like, you know, there's this one scene in the cinematic where Kiana just like gets like an absolutely disturbed view in her eyes, like the disturbed look in her face, and she very, very slowly shifts to the side, and there's Himeko, and it's like,
yeah.
Why did you do this to me? Tears streaming down my face. I'm like, you assholes, I hate
you. Yeah. So that entire thing was a departure and a new era of something.
Yes. The thing about Himeko too is, and I think this is really where their story writing shines, it's the consequences of what has happened. The consequences of the story plots, because she's dead and she stays dead. There's no revival bullshit. There's no, oh, she's still somewhere. She is dead. And they keep going with it, but they don't forget her. They use it to move the plot forwards, but always remember her and always have her an important part of the story, even though she's technically not there. And many stories fail to do that, either by just saying, oh, a character is dead, and then forget that they ever existed, or just, you know, doing some bibbidi-babbidi alchemistry bullshittery and bringing them back alive later at some point.
Even though they did that for Fu Hua, but whatever.
Listen. At least they have a lot of, you know, bullshit reasoning for that. But with this one, they made it feel final, and they kept it like that. A lot of people have issues with killing off their characters and leaving them dead.
But like, okay, and also like, as I said before, when it came out, when this chapter came out, I wasn't there, and it was only after the next chapter, the auto arc happened at around like mid stories, when I found out that they actually went back to this. So I replayed the story, and all I could think of then was, I missed her death. I missed someone that's important to me behind, and I just feel regretful about that.
Aww.
So, yeah.
Well,
sorry for
you
the
know
tangent,
now.
Yeah. It hurts. It still hurts just listening to the music. It's in my playlist. I just don't want it to take it out, but I don't want it to put it back in too.
I have to put that on the next karaoke session list.
Bro, I cannot hit that note. That's you. Oh, you okay?
I know this song by heart.
Fuck you.
I can sing it for you right now.
No, stop. Okay, carry on, carry on.
Some deserts are this
No, like continue.
才渴望美好。如果人性就是有两面，如果善恶一定并存的话，那既然生活残酷无处不在，
very true，
那么始终也会希望有一种声音，它能不断的去捍卫这种对美好的向往和憧憬。
This is not fair. I know both languages. Looking at the text in English and I'm hearing it in Chinese. This is not fair.
但我们希望如此。
She's saying it like a poet or something. God damn it.
5年的沉淀在新演永然达到了令人十分满意的结果，但当时我们其实是比较痛苦的，因为你始终要往前干。当之前的剧情抵达一个比较高的高度之后，你就必须得走得更高。
这就是玩家对崩坏3的期待。他觉得这个东西就应该比别人更好，应该是
Yes, at that point, it was at its peak.
老实说，我觉得崩3其实一直在做同一件事情，在很多关键的节点，
My queen
冒险进行一次赌博。但往说的图不一样，这一次我们赌得太大了。
突然一下做13个角色，你开玩笑啊？就是除了一些老面孔以外，其实一大半都是之前没有。出场过的角色，
玩家会不会认可这些角色？确实
Imagine the sheer pressure of having to design 13 characters that are rememberable and unique at the same time.
产能不够怎么办？只能砍。
To some extent they did, but there's 2 spectrums now, and that is that you may enjoy it, but I don't like the 13 characters that released. It was too much for me.
并不是说我们停下来，我跟大家说你等我哦。等我半年啊，对啊，我不更新，我给你呈现一个很好的东西，其实不现实的。我们首先要保证自己的一个更新，然后其次我们要把这个东西
doing the entire Elysian Realm thing and having to push out updates.
它所带来的代价，没有人承担得起。
但是
they must have suffered so much.
有那么高的期待
They were probably overworked as hell.
在有了这个想法之后
definitely overworking. Like the amount of content that was in the single patch there was simply over, even for people who just played it.
高洁而纯真的灵魂，这是末世最后的乐土，亦是烛火者的终末。而存在于此的，也不过就是些尚且还算有趣的故事罢了。
Did it really just skipped auto
关于
arc?
那久远的过去
I think so. They skipped auto arc.
Hold on, what?
They skipped the auto arc. They know that it's not great. They know. So does this mean auto arc was filler?
其实我觉得吧，就是来说，一下子做13个角色，其实感觉还是蛮痛苦的。
Oh, poor guy. The poor concept artist.
你说是吧？一下子做那么多。
你说呢？乐图有70万。
They don't want to remember.
自己血压已经升起了，只能说确实有点炸呗，13个人对吧？加上就是蟒蛇土肉鸽，加上勇蛇土主线那么大的这个文本量。
Sure, they
就每个人
have true. It's an entirely new mode in the game too. The roguelike.
真的是非常焦虑，就那段时间真的。
Oh yeah, it was roguelike. Oh wait, no, it was there before. They just reused the content, but it was a lot different from it was before.
魔针。
经常凌晨2、3点、3、4点，群里发句话，发现一个都全都冒出来了。
真的要讲这个故事。
我记得有一次，你突然半夜开始说
She's like, please skip.
然后我们俩就聊起来了。
哎，是你学艾丽说话，然后我才会学素说话。
第2天早上，阿雀醒过来，突然冒了一句：“哇，太好了！你俩昨天这个聊天记录，我直接拿去做大型随机事件。”
然后他就真的稍微改了改时间。
Wait, really?
That's amazing.
主要的症状吧，可能就是经常会一边走路。
Oh no, he's going insane.
这个幻想朋友是吧？
但我们觉得这么做是值得的。
Talking to my imaginary friend Alicia at the crossroad.
付出这么多的努力。整个乐土都是为了给牙医的成长服务的，因为
See, it's
加
pretty
大的
in your
成长
mind,
是
but on the
不放弃
other
希望。
people's eyes, it's
牙医
called
的成长，我
schizophrenia.
们想做跟 Kiana 对照的，就是直面绝望。
最后，跨越
I told you she's the cover girl.
去创造我们
It's been for like what 20 chapters since
让玩家以哪种
since
形
we
式
got
参与到这个故事之中。我们希望在这个故事的最后，玩家能够真正去体会牙医的心情。
其实我们更想表达的是一种从来没有见过面，但是命运始终将你我连接在一起这样的感觉。最开始我们给勇士乐土定的调就是艾莉西亚的记忆世界。我们去找场景讨论勇士乐土该怎么做的时候，就烧鸡当时是想做一个孤岛上的火箭发射基地，是人类最后的避难所。但是我想做游乐园嘛，我就去跟场景互动，一直在劝说场景我们做个游乐园吧，还是游乐园适合艾莉西亚。
Well, she got her amusement park in the
说服了
end.
场景做了个游乐园。
就包括它那个整体的轮廓，其实有点
Seems
像
it always
那个
comes
艾
back
丽
to
的
some
那
sort
个
of
刻印。
like fantasy amusement park in every game, huh?
Yeah, there's amusement parks everywhere, man. Maybe people just like Disneyland.
They like the desolated version of Disney. The amusement park that doesn't have any people in it.
I want the park, but without Mickey Mouse.
故事中的这些角色，他们的性格导致了这些故事的发生。我们只是一个记录者，把所有的这些东西给写下来了而已。
说起另一个就是印象比较深的，就是勇士乐土表现层面的，就是那个例会排排啊，咔咔咔啪。
最早的这个设计是这样的，当时还不是立体的。
Dude, you don't understand the pain of the
记忆里面
screen.
嘛，记忆和碎片有点关系。那我们就想
I
是不
mean,
是
you
把
can
这
tell me a lot
一
of
片一
pain.
片的
They
这个角色的
disappear
立
one
绘
after
承诺做成
another.
玻璃的
哦
真实感。在这里也是可以看到一些数据的，有些像素的这种效果。就是数据里面会被清除啊这种感觉。
Oh my god.
其实做这个对我们来说也是一个相当冒险的尝试，因为这是我们第一次开始尝试使用 UI 来讲故事。这些都是独属于游戏的叙事模式，是你看小说或者是看电影什么都做不到的。
实际上我自己就实际玩的时候的体验，就像是我跟着牙医的视角去看这些英杰的故事，去体验那种。
This entire Elysian Realm arc is my favorite right after Puppet arc. Like nothing beats Puppet arc because it's peak, but Elysian Realm is very close to it. I feel like Elysian Realm has their best text writing in the entire game.
Okay. So the one problem I have for the Elysian arc, the reason why I didn't play it was because they suddenly introduced so many characters just from World Serpent alone that it feels overwhelming. Do you have that problem when you first play it?
Hold up. So you were overwhelmed with the amount of characters?
So okay, so when I started having like character recognition like issues is where the what was it, Anna, the what was it, her just with like eyes
Anna
or something?
Shariak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When that happens, the World Serpent thing is going in and really developing their stories. That's when they start introducing tons of characters from World Serpent and just from else. And that's where like the character become fluctuated. So after that, it was the Elysia arc. And then it was Elysia, of course, and then there's so many people in the back as you saw that poster. And I could not recognize any of them, even though they introduced them one by one. Do you not feel like overwhelmed after a while? Because that's definitely what I felt.
Not at all. I'm sorry to break it to you, but not at all. The thing with the Anna Shariak arc is like, it was pretty much a filler. It felt like filler. I make space in my head for the characters that I deem important. I remember Anna and I remember Owl, and I can still tell you about them from the back of my mind, but I basically don't waste brain cell space to keep them in my mind actively. For me, the entire thing, basically the entire like Coral Island arc is just in my head, May and Raven. Like that's the important part. and they're like Anna and Owl are gone, and you never see them again. So like, why would I even like keep thinking about them? I just erase them from my mind and make space for new characters. And yes, at the start, I think Elysian Realm can feel very overwhelming, but you spend so much time, so many dialogues, so many like carefully written texts across the span of this entire Elysian Realm thing, that by the end of it, I know every single character. I can list all 13 flame chasers for you. I have no issue recognizing them.
Oh wow!
Because they made such strong characters.
Huh. So what you're saying is my brain allocation is horrible.
Probably. You basically put all your trash programs on your SSD, and the important games you put on the HDD.
Because I was like, okay, there's a blood relation between Cecilia and Anna, so it's like she's gotta be like a character, right? So I like dug deep into her character arc and was like, hold on a second, that's just a filler.
It's just, oh yeah, by the way, they're related. Oh, by the way, she's dead. Goodbye.
Yeah, it was like everyone in that bloodline is just it's dead dirty. Oh yeah, I remember this one deal that I had before with my. It was that if it was back when I was still free to play, and I had a deal with one of my friends that played Honkai, that if Cecilia was released as a Valkyrie, then I will have her entire kit to the absolute max. And what was it again? Her husband. If her husband is released as a character, then I'll quit the game permanently. Yeah. That was the deal, and it turns out none of it ever happened. So
I have an update for that one.
Wait, what?
He doesn't know Pepe laugh.
Well, is it bad or good?
In your case, I guess. Depends.
It's both bad.
I mean, both are bad, so I guess it would be bad. But you're not playing the game at the moment, so it's okay.
Which bad is it?
Well, I don't know. It really depends on your definition of characters, but
No, if it's like a stigma, then no.
No, it's not a stigma.
Like a playable Valkyrie.
There's a character in the story that has been introduced that has something to do, very closely to do with Cecilia. Let's say it like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, Siegfried is also there, by the way, but I believe in the chance of who gets a battlesuit, the choice is very obvious.
Oh, shit. And going back to that, aren't I?
Well, I guess pretend you never met that challenge with your friend.
Okay, noted. Jesus. Whew, carry on. Because my wall is already really strict at this point.
生怕中间哪个环节出了问题，不尽如人意，不能让故事像我们所预期的那样让玩家满意。
为什么这边全是艾丽西亚的动物？
也不全是吧，看现在。
All the Alicia merch.
That's so much merch.
还有一个你应该意想不到的，
Oh,
我也不知道这个东西
the pet,
送不
they're
送
so
周边。
cute.
因为想记住这一年，就把它刻在我的镜腿上了。
Oh my god.
真正觉得就往事乐土这个东西
He loves her.
稳了，其实所有的情感的爆发，其实全都来源于最后的时刻，就是艾丽那个动画短片发布的时候。
结果
Have you seen the short?
还是想着拉上所有人一起。
I've kept it actually. I've not seen it.
我才这么讨厌你。
Bro, what the fuck?
I kept it for myself. Okay, I kept it for
帮助
myself.
艾丽的时候，然后
I know I'm gonna watch it, but I kept it for myself. I need a better moment to watch it.
一个一个喊出他们名字的时候，对，那个时候我觉得
准备好了吗？
往事乐土这个故事它是完美的。
Do you want to watch it after that?
然后
I wouldn't know the context, so it doesn't make sense for me.
Doesn't matter, it's good.
我当时发了一条朋友圈，就是我就写了一句话， 就是
No, stay strong.
No.
今天的崩坏3是无敌的。我们发现，在这1年里面，玩家围绕剧情展开了非常激烈的讨论，并且产生了一些独属于他们的想法，一些感情，这些感情也被回馈到了制作组这边。在那个时候，我忽然觉得，《往事乐土》已经不再是一个由我们创造的故事，或者说。
Honestly, ALTYR Realm can be its entirely separated thing. Like you could just ignore Honkai Impact and just experience the story, and it would still hit so hard.
Is ALTYR still playable, or is it an event?
No, it's still playable. You basically have to play the ALTYR Realm mode and then play the chapters.
而我们把它变成了可能，而当不可能变成可能之后。你就会愿意相信它还会继续发生。我们的确在点滴之间创造出了前所未有的故事。
No, I'm okay.
当故事进行到最后，你希望他怎么做
？I'm a little bit okay.
就想见证何种结局。
A little bit.
从圣弗雷亚到天穹长空，从往斯勒土到月球。
From start to end.
Yeah, what the fuck happened?
I'm sure you're aware of the term Deus Ex Machina.
Wait, is that what happened?
纵使悲剧不可避免，我们也会努力抗争，一直抗争下去。
其实，当一个故事到结局的时候，我们就会回看它的整个过程。 然后，尤其是对于我们这个
How that they changed this image going forward was such a good
there when the first image happened.
经历了很多事情，就像李松饶说的，像天上的雨聚了又散，散了又聚。
No, this one is actually so sad. Stop.
回见。谈谈Kiana。
经历了这么多，他们反而能够获得一种对人生的乐观吧。对这个从月球开始的终章来说，其实我们有一个基础的设计思路叫做重逢。
牙医，你看，这里的铁丝网上刚好有一个洞。 很方便娃娃看风景呢，老爸，欢迎回家。
Wait, what the? Hold on. What? What? Huh? Pause.
I just told you.
What?
I just told you, didn't I?
这里的铁丝网上刚好有一个洞，很方便娃娃看风景呢，老爸。
Yeah. Dad, the daughter, and the daughter's clone.
Oh no!
欢迎回家。
Oh.
怎么样，牙医？是不是吓了一跳呀
？This scene that stabbed me while I was on the ground.
各位舰长对我们整个游戏的一种重逢。
你一直都住。
Hate you.
对吗？你就在这里。
This.
修伯利安的舰长。
在大结局的 BOSS 战里，各位
No, I will not stop right now. I will
收集的祝福语这样一种方式
We keep watching.
加入我们的整个故事。
Try not to break the daylight, the light bulbs from your alchemy skills.
去创造一种玩家和角色之间的相遇。虽然我不能身临其境的和你并肩战斗，但是你会感受到我的支持，正如我分享了你的感动一样。
Oh yeah, this is the final fight.
That is.
与你们同在。
I'm having a stroke.
这是我们一起创造的。
The little Kiana with the fucking chameleon backpack is so cute though. I love her.
能参与到这个故事中来，能遇到这样一群性格迥异的角色，能遇到愿意用心去感受我们剧情的读者，真的是没有比这更好的经历了。
如果要说感想的话，可能 只有一个，就是终于把这个故事给完完整整的做完了，然后终于完成了这个当时在梦里面对其他的承诺。
He held up to his promise.
故事总有结束的时候，但留下的记忆不会消失，传递的感情不会消失。
与其说像是创作一个故事，其实更像是把听到的这么一个故事，把自己看到这么故事给转述下来，或者给记录下来，其实更像是这样的一个过程。
去写这些故事的时候，有时候自己面临的问题跟这些角色面临的问题是有某种程度上的共性的。当他们放到角色身上的时候，他们有时候能給出一個我本来不能想通的答案，然後反過來教會我一些東西。
对我来说是一种满足吧。
I feel like I will go on a rant after that.
延伸向未
Is it a good one or a bad one?
永远存在。
Very bad
更多
one.
的可能还是还是感谢他们。
还有一句话不知道该不该说啊，其实就是美术是娘，然后美术是娘，角色设计是爹嘛，就是。
Don't start crying again, please, my man. No, no crying in this household.
就父亲对女儿的感情，不用说出来。
Okay, stop. Do you have OCs or like characters you've written in the past? I assume yes, but like just asking.
Of course, yeah. Depends on which one you're asking.
Okay. Ted, do you have OCs? Please let me know. But
OC means original characters.
Original characters, yes.
Yeah.
Character you made up yourself. But I don't know how much you have gotten into like using yours, but I feel like if you eventually decide to really like get involved with them and write a story or something or draw them a lot, it's like I can relate to this feeling that he just mentioned. It's like they're literally your children. You get so happy whenever you do literally anything with them, and I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's a very strong feeling.
Oh, having a nosebleed, that's why my hand was bloody. Oh, my gray chapter. Sorry for a bit. I feel like your belt is gonna be covered in blood.
It's okay. I have household tricks to get rid of it.
I cry a little bit too much on the nose part. Sorry.
You know, people usually don't cry from their nose, and it's usually not red.
No, I had runny noses when I'm crying. Like I'm really. When I cry ugly. Okay, that's all I can say. I don't have a pretty cry. So when I cry, everything goes to shit.
Cries are not supposed to be pretty. They're an outburst of emotion. They are fucking raw.
Well, there are people who can cry pretty, and I was like, just stop.
Well, a lot of pretty criers are also very good liars, so...
True that. Your clothes is white. I'm so sorry. It's covered in blood now.
Oh no. It's okay. It's okay. My special washing powder.
Okay. Yeah, coming back to it, yeah. Like... It's like creating characters is not just making a personality, is to embed your own judgments and your own decision making into a character. So when a dilemma happens or when a problem persists, it's not just a problem that they have to deal with, it's how they deal with it, and that is not just her or his characters dealing with it, it's also you dealing with the character. So like it's a weird love that's not being described, but all I can say is just it's an extended version of you at some point, so you feel a little bit of you inside.
I mean that, of course, that's in everything you create, right?
Yeah. And
I
then
feel that
when things happen to her.
at the point where you have OCs that feel like their own person and not just like an extension of you, because like there's always something of you in what you do, of course. But like the point where they start feeling like they're a separate character and you're just taking care of them, I feel like that is a very, very strong emotion.
Yeah.
You good?
I'm rolling a bow here. A bloody bow, I say.
Do you need a break?
Nah, I'm good. We're gonna continue.
Okay.
It's only gonna get worse from here, so.
Don't die.
我们还是希望
This is not a dying collab.
玩家喜欢的不仅仅是这个故事，或者说制作这个故事的团队，他们最终应该喜欢的还是陪同这个故事一直走到了现在的自己。可能是曾经努力去做过某件事情，又或者是说因为这个游戏结识了一段重要的关系或者感情，或者在这段时间里面做出了某个重要的抉择，他们一定会和这个故事一起成为生命中被刻写下的部分。今天的自己有没有变得比昨天更好？明天的自己会不会变得比今天更好？就像我今天坐在这里，在镜头前讲下这个故事，它只是一个普普通通的、随处可见的故事。总有一天，每个人会和这个故事告别，走向不同的方向，独属于你自己的下一页。但是那样就好。累了的话就停下脚步。
I know you hate goodbyes,
就回来看看这个故事也一直都在。
They do come.
且行且看，尽力而为，不要害怕，不要后悔。就像崩坏3的 slogan 和世界上所有的美好驿站一样，我们每个人都是在哭声中来到这个世界，但是却要笑着走向未来。
He has a point. We came to the world crying. And we try to move forward smiling.
That was a little bit too much. Hold on. Yeah.
Take your time. I don't think I'm okay anymore. The last part was...
I don't know about you, but I'm not. I'm not.
Is it just your nose or are you crying as well now?
Both.
Oh no! He's fucking dead!
God, I told you this was gonna happen. Like, saying goodbye to poor dead.
Oh my god, pat. He's gonna be okay, okay? Huggies! Oh my god. No, don't cry. It's okay. It's a happy sentiment. I understand though that ending hit really hard. It's when people just outright say what they want to say and how you can relate to that like things really break apart, I feel.
Yeah. Okay, I need a minute.
Okay, we're supposed to take a short break before we switch to the next screen anyway, okay? Everyone, I'm gonna send you to the Be Right Back screen for like, let's say 3 minutes approximately. Please use that time to maybe take a toilet break, get something to drink. If you're not hydrated, you should stay hydrated. It's very important, okay? Take care of yourself. See you in a few minutes.
Goodbye.
He has
We're
survived.
back.
Welcome
Yes.
to today's stream. I am Cinnia Antimony.
And I'm Nious Heiramond. It's been a weird time, isn't it?
Yeah, something felt off earlier. I can't really tell what it was though. Felt a bit odd.
Wonder what it was.
So, anyway, there was still something I wanted to talk about, right? That there's something I wanted to mention still about the video, but I didn't want to do it at the time because I didn't want to ruin the mood. But yeah, no, I love Honkai Impact very, very dearly, and I love the story a lot. I enjoyed most of it, and every like story has its ups and downs, right? So that's not an issue in itself. But earlier, and that really struck me, and it made me a little bit angry because inside the documentary itself, they were like talking about what like their sentiments were for the final part of the story. That you follow the growth of the characters for so long, and you see them overcome things, and you know that it's just an ordinary story, a relatable story. And I was sitting here, I was like, because here comes the reason why I hate Ai-chan so much.
Okay.
She appears in the story kinda out of nowhere. They introduce... Well, they have an explanation for it, right? And whether you buy that explanation is up to you. But it's the final chapter, right? It's the final arc, and they suddenly introduce an entirely new concept that can cause new characters to appear in the story that has never really been, or at least maybe I forgot. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like I couldn't remember anything like that being explained or like happening before. But they introduced this new concept which can spawn new characters from basically nothing. And suddenly we have Ai-chan there. And she's like this weird, like, conceptual character that can oversee timelines and stuff like that. And she can communicate with the player. There's a point where she acknowledges the existence of the player and that the player is moving the story forward, basically. And that's the time kind of shifts around the player, and that's why everyone can play out the story and experience the story. And that's where I quit the game. I played the first part of the finale and then I quit the game because you have this entire sentiment about, oh, these characters grow and we see them overcome stuff, and suddenly they introduce new characters who solve the issues for the main cast. And it's like I wanted to see how the characters whose growth we have followed for so long and that have overcome such ridiculous things as Honkai, I wanted to see how they solve the story, how they overcome this threat. And then suddenly there's Ai-chan, Hade, and the players without whom they wouldn't have won. They would have just straight up lost against Kevin.
Wait, hold on. So they Ai-chan for the sake of the story and suddenly make her important that they're gonna fail against Kevin if she wasn't in the story.
I mean, you have seen in the documentary that final boss scene, right? Where basically all the player names appear and they shoot the shield down.
Oh, so that's like a broken fourth wall, like in the end of Nier.
They do a Nier. They do a Nier at the end of the story, and yeah, if we didn't break the shield, they wouldn't have beaten Kevin.
What the fuck?
And that's kind of what broke it for me, because for me it was all about following the characters, right? And seeing how they solve it. And then they were not the ones who solved it, and I was so disappointed.
So they did the final ending of the story dirty by introducing broken instead of having a reasonable action.
Yeah.
Right.
The main cast basically just kept failing until they got help from outside forces that were introduced in the last chapter.
Oh, right. Is it just me or the room is getting hotter?
Are you okay? Are you sure you're not... Guys, I think he's dying.
Well, the nosebleed was fine. I was told that in order to get this... So, the people who are in the stream yesterday, in the Resident Evil 4 stream, I mentioned special guest that I wanted to do all of. And in order to pump him out, I have to take this thing, how do you call it? Alcohol? To take him out. And they told me to ease it up and drink it slowly, but yeah, I kind of just I kind of just chugged it.
Huh?
So
in the what, 5 minutes we were gone, you chugged the alcohol?
Yeah.
So remember when earlier I asked if you're just, you know, unlucky or if you're stupid?
Okay, so I do not defend myself when I'm okay, because whatever I do when I'm drunk is the responsibility that I have to face whenever I'm drunk. If that makes any sense, then thank you. If it doesn't, then great.
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Okay, you know what? Let me just hold on. Before I start doing this, I written down a table of content that I wanted to talk about when I'm in this state. And okay, so hello everyone. The name is Nious. My name is Nious Heiramond. Nice to meet you all. I am the so-called alter ego of when Nious is completely shit-faced. So, yeah. How's it going, everyone?
Okay, so today you decided to bring along Nious.
Yes, and apparently Nious fought very hard to get me on stage because apparently I do a lot of damages whenever I'm drunk. So, right.
Yeah,
which is not good.
I heard from other club members that Nious is a force to reckon with.
Yes, because okay. I remember the first time I was drunk, one of the club members, or the numerous club members, we were talking about making stories, fan fiction to be specific, and then I just went full berserker on the story, and I started making up all these fanfic. But I hope no one recorded them, but I think they did. So,
maybe they wrote it down along. You should have recorded them. Maybe Nious could have read some for us.
I don't. Wait, did I have? Hold on. The notebook is very badly organized as I do. So.
I haven't actually looked at the time. I was told you can't have this guy around for more than half an hour or he starts breaking things.
Okay, so it's not that bad. Don't worry about things.
I don't trust you.
Don't worry, I don't trust myself.
Only trust a person as far as you can throw them, and I'm not that strong.
Well, you see, if you just have that uppercut and then grab me by the leg and throw me out of the window, maybe.
I think you overestimate me a bit. I think you overestimate me a bit.
Hey, I'm very light. Okay, I'm fine.
Maybe I can summon like 5 more Cinnias, like mini Cinnias, and then we can spin around like in that one sports. We just spin around and then we let go and hope that you fly out of the window and not into the wall.
What is this demonic rituals that you call alchemy? Jesus.
You know, alchemy has many creative ways for usage, right? And we already talked about this, right? We're not the best alchemists, and you probably shouldn't ask us about, you know, details on how to do stuff.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I can try.
Right. Fuck. Hold on. What was I gonna say again? Let me just take one more swig. Maybe that'll clear my mind.
Should I stop him?
No,
I feel like it doesn't matter at this point.
We're in a control ground at the moment, and I have turned on a safety method in which, after 45 minutes of when I started drinking, my internet will get cut out.
You have a safety measure for that?
Yes, I have a timer right now because I know that this is also the same thing for because I know that I won't be able to operate my phone when I'm in this state. So
Wait, you won't be able to operate your phone?
No, I won't be able to operate the phone with to turn the hotspot or the Wi-Fi on. Because I don't know how to do that when I'm So the same thing goes with the router, and I don't know how to do.
You don't know how to turn it back on when it goes off?
Yeah, so I just go to bed, I guess.
You know what? I guess the measures you're taking are at least very impressive.
Like I have been warned to not bring noirs on the stage. Yeah, and I brought him up. Yay!
Well, you're only allowed today because it's funny day and also because you have parental advisory with you.
Swear to God, this is how they said before. I need parental care when I was up here because noir is very detrimental to our content. So it's not good for everyone, including myself. And I've also been told that alcohol is not good. And yeah, so I won't be doing this more times than I have to. God, swigging, what is this thing? Whiskey. How much is whiskey in percentage of alcohol?
It should say on the bottle. Isn't it like usually 60 or something? Correct.
Oh, you think I can read?
Oh, sorry.
Alcohol percentage. How do you spell percentage or percentage? 40 to 50%.
Oh, 42. Okay. So that's
and
still
I just chuck.
Reasonable.
I just chuck half a bottle.
Huh? How do you like? I can't even like chug water like that.
No, I have a mug and I just filled that up and then chugged that.
No, even if it was in a mug, I couldn't do it.
Let's go.
Like, if I take more than 5 sips, I feel like I'm drowning while drinking.
You know, the funny thing is, right? I need to save my time on this because I don't have time on stage before people cut me off.
Yes.
But I remember one time, Noirs took the wheel when I was in a club, and when Nious woke up, he was 15 kilometers away from the club that he was in, without any signs of vehicles. Well, the guy does not know how to ride a bike or drive a car yet, and even if he knows how to drive the car, he would have been dead 3 years ago when that happened.
So
And
he just walked
yeah,
somewhere for like 15 kilometers.
I think that's what
nowhere?
happened. Yes. So
Oh my
so
god.
yeah. So don't fuck with me when no Mars is here, okay? Oh yeah. Also, I wanted one of the points. Like, okay, Nious is just a how do you say this? Sadistic person, because he written down this just to say it right here, and that is that he has done many works before, and one of the works that he has done before is. Oh wait, no, he didn't say it here. I just remember this. Yeah, he didn't. He didn't write that. He didn't write that down here. Never mind. He just. I think he wants to tell about this, but yeah, he won't let me until now. So essentially, he wanted to tell people that she's actually worked in a May cafe before, and he wanted to tell the whole entire. But he's too much of a pussy to tell it. I mean, there's not that many people watching, so I don't think it's gonna be clipped. So I think it will be fine. So he's gonna be pissed when he comes back and read this.
Clip it and ship it.
He's gonna be super pissed when he comes back, and that's the whole entire point. That is so fun. So he's working in a cafe before. And the story is this: when he was first got here and started to find jobs for the house and the apartment that he clearly cannot afford, he thought it was a good idea to take some of his dancing talents into place. Because for some reason, he always learned how to dance alone in the middle of the night with headphones on for some reason. And he calls that expression overload or something like that. He tells that to himself. He even writes a diary about it. I can show you that diary.
No, you know what? Keep that diary in the drawer for now.
Oh wait, no, I can't find it. He
put it away? Good.
Yeah, he put it away. He knows I'm gonna mention about this.
He's smart,
so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he found a job in the cafe, which he did not know it before. And well, when he got in, he saw all the maid outfit, and he was too late. So what ended up happening was he got hired before he could realize it. And he's just kind of rolled with it.
So he walked in, he saw the maids, and he said, "Yes, I guess."
Yes, essentially. And as it turns out, people really like an 180 centimeter tall human being that clearly looks like a full-grown man to be dressed in a maid outfit. And I cannot expose the word because I don't remember it, but as it turns out, he was the ace of the cafe when it happened. And okay, oh god, sorry, it looks like the internet is cutting off. I'm having phantoms.
Is it already time? Is it already time you cut yourself off?
I don't think it's a gradual process, but maybe because it's a very high hour at the people are using the internet a lot. But yeah, I need to get this quick before my internet cuts off and Nious take over and go to sleep. So, okay, what was that again? What did I talk about?
He was the top of the maid club.
Oh yeah, right. So in like May cafes, you have to do like the magic spells of making things delicious. What was the thing again? Oishikunare moi moi kin. I remember that thing because he practiced that in front of the mirror every single fucking day.
You know what? I will clip this and I will make this a sound alert.
Fuck you. he practiced that in front of the fucking mirror day when he was working on that job. And I swear to Christ, it is the most annoying shit. Anyway, he has to do like front desk work and also live performances. And yeah, those things
idol.
And apparently he doesn't sing because he has like so okay, there are two ways who are the live concert people singing, the ones who
You cut off there.
oh sorry, what did I cut off?
Something about two people stage.
Oh yeah, okay, so like there are people who are on stage singing, or they are the already have music and just dancing to it, and you can kind of just act it out and say, oh, I can lip sync this, and he does that for most of his time doing the work. And he was going to do this for a very long time, until one time when, why are there more people watching now that I'm talking about this story? What the
Yes, listen to this, everyone.
What the fuck is wrong with you people? We're being compassionate about something the music even cried during. Okay, Jesus Christ, and you're here talking about gossips, and now everyone is suddenly. Okay, what was that again? Alright, so this one time, Nious was in the backstage. He was taking off the makeup after a long day. And apparently this one guest have gotten a backstage privilege to come to meet one of the idols inside the cafe. And wouldn't you know it, he's looking for Nious. And he walked in and started just having a chat with Nious. And at that point, Nious has two options to go to. He either break the guy's dream and start talking in complete deep voice, or pretend that Nious is still a female when they happen. And
so he thought you are a legit maid the entire time, while you were
Yes.
lip syncing in your cute dress.
Yes, and I mean, part of the reason for that is because Nious wears, and it's just the upper picture, like the upper part of the face, and that's it. So yeah, and no one really recognizes it until that one guy who barged in, and because of that two decisions, Nious thought it was a good idea to do both at the same time. So took the picture, asked for the phone number, and then Nious just started talking in full deep voice. Pretend nothing happened, like nothing was in the wrong. Thank you for support, and just walked away.
Did he ever come back?
Nious never came back for the job ever again.
Oh, so Nious left, not the dude.
Yeah, Nious left. I don't know if the guy come back or anything, but the guy was distraught and then completely terrified after that. So yeah, that is one of the things that's talked about. And for the ones who are expecting the special guest, hello there, my name is Noir. I'm here for exposing Nious, and hey, who says that April Fools have to prank someone? Okay, you can prank yourself and that's still called April Fools. So isn't that a checkmate?
So my question is, do you still have that number? Or does he still have the number?
Where's my phone?
No, wait, you can't use your phone. You're stupid right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. I can't use my phone. I think I do have it in my contact list.
You added the guy's number to your contacts?
No, like, okay. So the whole process of asking the number, he called me, and then I have to like press let's what was it? Not hang up. What was it?
Accept.
Pick up, accept, and then hang it up, and then add it as a contact in the phone.
And you did that.
And show it to him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they have to confirm.
Yeah, like you know how fans work, especially the ones who's just got backstage privilege. They really want to get every fan of 20 minutes. So oh god, I'm gonna throw up. Jesus.
Oh god, be careful.
No, I'm fine. And yeah, so I think because I never really call anyone other than you Discord or use like there's so many contact lists that I have and I just don't even know why I have. Like I have Instagram, I have Messenger, and there are people who uses Line and then there's Twitter, and like at some point I just turn off notifications. Screw it. If people are gonna get to it, they're gonna check the apps. I don't freaking care. So yeah, I don't know if it's still in my contact list. It is, but I think it is in it because I don't claim my contact list.
My god. Keep it as a memory, I guess, to your good mate days.
This is going to be clipped,
so
and then put online.
Does that mean we can expect Nious in a maid dress one day?
Okay, here's the thing though. Once I've lost control of myself, it's gonna be bad, and he's gonna do everything in his power to never have this surface ever again. But I feel like it's definitely going to happen one way or another. So expect this in the near future, I think. Yeah.
You heard it here first, guys. Maid outfit confirmed on Nious. And he's gonna dance for you too. Maybe you can even ask for his number.
Oh yeah, fun fact. One of the requests that people have in FX is actually to dance to Happy Synthesizer. Yeah, that's why I learned it. That's the first ever dance I've ever learned it. Yeah, it was.
You know what I think of Happy Synthesizer?
What did you think about it? I forgot.
I hate Happy Synthesizer.
Oh yeah, right. You're talking about that before.
It's too happy.
What do you mean it's too happy?
It's too happy.
That's like the okay. So if you want to learn dance, and I know that Nia is going to teach you one way or another, the Happy Synthesizer is the best one you can go in because, well, it is easy both in notes and also in the tempo. So if you know how to sing it, the emotions carries on with it. It's not as hard as the complex move as the last dance I've learned was Addiction Evo. I don't know if you know that song.
I might.
That song has a dance to it, and that is the hardest one I've learned yet.
Well, I am sure that there's other easy to learn songs besides Happy Synthesizer.
Or do you want to learn all the specialists from Persona? I can teach you that too.
Wait, is it that meme song?
Yeah, I know the dance. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? This I would be up for. I want to learn that.
That song is like if you dance it in a club, people are gonna look at you and in complete disgust. But if you dance it somewhere else, yeah, because I've done it before. It was stupid. It was like, hey, Nious know how to dance. Pick a song that he knows how to dance about, and you know, despite knowing half the songs up there, they're all like female songs and dances, which people are going to riot if I do. So I was like, yeah, pick specialist from Persona. I was like, okay, yeah, and I just started doing it, and then people just started looking at me. I
You
was
did
like,
the
what the fuck
proper specialist dance.
Yeah, I did the full motion with the pilot glasses too.
You're such a meme.
I was in the center of the dance floor. It was great. I had a time of my life where people around me was like they're like blocking their faces with the menus and with their phone and shit. They're too embarrassed. They're so secondhand embarrassing.
I believe people call that cringe.
Oh yeah, the new people these days are called a cringe, right?
The new people these days. Okay, Grandpa, back to your home.
Despite old, I'm very, very knowledgeable. Okay, I just said 2 big words on stream called little narrative dissonance. That's never been said.
Oh, yes. Be proud of your narrative dissonance.
Yes, that is one of the proudest things I ever do, I guess. Well, the other time is just sitting in my ass, listening to music and thinking, why? I could do this better.
To specialists.
I don't want to. Yeah, yes.
So, then, Noirs, do you have any more words that you want to lose before we say goodbye for today?
I don't think I'm allowed to.
Great words. Okay, then we get you back in the box. Back in the box with you, okay?
Yay!
Yay!
In the box.
Anyway, thank you everyone for joining today. I hope you enjoyed the watch along, and don't think too much about Norse and the bullshit he's talking, I guess. But yeah, now you had the chance to get to know him too. So
great, fantastic.
Okay. Everyone say good night, Noirs, and I wish you a nice rest of your day or night or wherever you are. Stay hydrated and healthy, please. And see you next time. Bye-bye.
Yes. Gonna be a while before I come back again. See ya.
Good. Bye. Wow.